Ji, Assalamu alaikum and very good morning to all of you. Because outside it's still morning, uh, no sunlight is, sun is there, it's fog and with a cool breeze that is blowing outside my window. So, ladies and gentlemen, my very dear students, the topic that we have selected for our today's discussion is a report. Today we shall be discussing a report with another angle, right? And our this discussion, this lecture. No, it's not raining. Yes, it's not raining. It's not raining. Alhamdulillah. Maybe it's raining in some areas, but it's not raining here in my area. Okay, but it's not raining here. Even a few raindrops can be seen, but not that kind of raining. It is. So, ladies and gentlemen, my very dear students, the topic that we are going to start today's discussion. It's in this session, in this chunk, we shall be having a look, or we are going to have a look at what is a report that we have already discussed in the form of report, its definition, formal, informal, right, oral, written, right. Then we shall also be discussing the significance of report, uses of report, attributes of reports, then kinds of report, right. This is something important for you people, and you may find it interesting for yourself as well. So these are the things that we shall be discussing, right? So can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. A report is a systematic description of an event for the audience who are actually not present at the scene, right? Or in other words, we can say that a report is always written on the behalf of someone who is actually not present, right? So we can see that a report can, or a report is a description of events or incidents. Those events or incidents may be scientific in nature, that may take place in some laboratory. Those events may be of practical importance that may take place in a field. Those events or incidents may be of behavioral nature that may take place in the society. Those events or incident may be a simple ordinary event or incident in the form of a news, right? Or those events or incidents may be of psychological nature, maybe of any other nature. It can be of any type, right? And second thing is, report is always written on the behalf of someone, right? Who is actually not present on the scene or on the spectacle. So let's have a look at here, right? A report is a document that presents information in an organized format for a specific audience and purpose. Although summaries of reports may be delivered orally, complete reports are almost always in the form of written document, right? So this sums up the report, or this defines a report, what a report is, right? So it has got a particular data in an organized or in a systematic form or format for a specific audience, for the audience who have desired that data, right? Then we have got the next thing, that is the significance of the report, right? The significance of the report, right, is very much obvious in every department, in every walk of life, right? As much as per our concerns are, or the number of concerns are, the number of departments of life are, so the report can be of all that type, and it has got significance for all those departments of life. So reports present adequate information on various aspects of business. All skills and the knowledge of the professionals are communicated through reports, right? It doesn't matter whether those are short reports or long reports. Report help the top line management in decision making, right? They can have several or certain decisions with the help of. And a rule and balanced report also helps in problem solving, right? So this is what the significance of a report is. You cannot deny its importance in decision making, right, in problem solving, because where there is a problem, either that is business or is, right, social sciences, or that is education, or even that medical sciences, right, where there is a problem, a certain study is conducted to dig out that problem. So report are beneficial for solving all those problems. So that is how we cannot deny the importance of significance of report in our everyday life. Then we can have a look at the next thing, that is the use of report, the usage, right? As we have discussed earlier in the significance, right? It has got the importance in every work, in every field. So in every department, in every business scenario, right? As and it has got a usage, right? And likewise, a report plays a major role in the progress and the development and prosperity of a business. Reports are primarily the backbone to the linking process of the establishment, right? That may be that
Thinking process.
thinking process of the establishment, and at the same time, they are responsible, right, for the betterment, for the development, for the nourishment of every department. That department or establishment, maybe in the public sector organizations, maybe some business industries, right? It is very much important in all those aspects, right? And to a greater extent, right, in evolving an efficient or inefficient work environment. So this is how report responsible. With the help of them, you can have every kind of decision, and these decisions can help a business to boost, right? Help the work and walk of life to boost, but at the same time, if wrong decisions are made on the basis, or if the reports are used in a wrong manner, right? And at the same time, it can have the adverse effects. Reports present adequate information on various aspects of business, right? That may be sales, that may be purchases, that may be in the productions, right? All the skills and the knowledge of professionals are communicated in reports. Professional information that is passed onto the other channels, that may be your customers, that may be your clients, right? That may be the different stakeholders that are involved in your business, right? Every kind of information is communicated to all those channels through reports. And at the same time, our reports are helpful in the top line management, the top management in making different decisions. Then, what do report communicate, or what do the reports have? Right? Reports communicate the planning, policies, and other matters regarding an organization to the common people. News reports play the role of disbursement and levy checks and balances. It acts as an accountable person, or it functions as an accountability. Then, after having discussed this, we are going to move on to the attributes or the qualities or the characteristics of our report. What should be there in our report? Or what qualities should our report has? Some of the attributes, right, that a report should have. It makes decision, right, on the basis of statistical output. That is the relevance. First of all, the report should be relevant, right? It must have accuracy, right? And at the same time, it does have comparability, right? And at the same time, it must have the consistency in the form, in the design, in the formation, in the information, right? Then the report must have timeliness, right? Time matters in business decisions. So report must have got the timeliness, right? And punctuality, accessibility, and clarity. These are some of the characteristics that a report must have, along with all the components, all the key factors, right? All the key indicators of formation, design, every step, right? Every procedure should be there. Along with that, our report should be relevant one, accurate one, comparable, consistent, time oriented, punctual, accessible, and clear. These are some of the attributes that a report should have, because all these attributes make a report impartial one, good one. And this kind of report can help the top management to make certain decisions or to arrive onto the conclusions. Right? So let's have a discussion on the types of a report, right? Uh, we are going to discuss a few types of reports. Then there is, at the end, there is going to a long list of the reports that we can have, or that we most of the time use in various business scenarios as an individual and as a professional. So the first type of report is a formal and informal report. We have already discussed the formal and informal report in our earlier chunk when we discussed the progress report, right? Well, if we talk about the formal reports are well structured, right? They most of the time they are objective and organized. When we say that they are well structured, it means they have got certain certain formalities, certain protocols, right? You cannot skip them, and if you skip them, then you cannot have anything, right? Then it is at the same time formal reports are objectives, no emotion are uh, personal likes or dislikes or personal biasness is involved in the report, and at the same time it does have a particular organization that it follows, right? And at the same time it is rich in detail, right? And those details are written in a particular style and format. That may be Calgary, that may be Times New Roman, April, that tends to eliminate such elements as personal pronouns, right? So it doesn't have all those personal pronouns. Most of the times it is written in third person, right? Or it use I. Informal reports are usually short messages that contains sometime or directions, right, or commands to a short and to a small group of people, right? And when we say that informal reports, so since they are informal, right, they are natural, casual, and they are used for casual, they can use casual language, right, because they are informal, right? And most of the internal communication, like memos, IMRDs, right, they are communicated through informal communication. And we have also discussed well formal written reports of three types: informational reports, interpretative reports, and at the same time routine reports. While on the other hand, informal reports are also three types. And number one, memos, number two, IMRDs, and number three, business letter or emails. These are three types of informal reports. Then we have got another category, other type of reports, that is short and long reports, right? If we divide the reports on the short and long reports, then can you still hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yes, sir.
thankful to all of you. My net connection got lost, right? And I welcome Mr. Shan, the CR, right? And the darling of everybody. So let's start. So I was telling you, is it viewed? Can you see it? Hello,
Yes,
class.
sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I was telling you about the short and the long report, right? And as the first word of the statement begins with confusion, right? When we bifurcate the report on the basis of their shortness or length, this word is term is obviously confusing, right? Most of the informal reports, right, like emails, like letters, like memos, right, they may have one page or a half a page, right? And and a medical report, that is a formal written report, at the same time it may have a few words only, right? So this classification itself is confusing, right? So all the reports, informal reports, right? They are very much short reports, right? And a report that is IM, that may be IMRD, that may be a research report, that may be a technical report, right? Are technical, are documenting memos. Definitely, they are long reports, right? And there is only one yardstick, which one is going to be a long report and which one is going to be a short report, right? When you fall in formal reports, right? Most of the reports which are formal one, right? They are long report, right? Or at least the reports which are long one, at least they have got the characteristics of a formal report at the same time. So after formal and informal, we discuss short and long reports. Then we have got informational or analytical reports, right? Informational reports like annual reports, monthly financial reports, right? And reports on personnel absenteeism carry objectives, right? Information from one area of an organization to another. Analytical reports, right? Scientific research reports, feasibility reports, and real estate appraisal, right? Present an attempt to solve a problem. So all these reports, the names are mentioned: scientific research report, feasibility reports, real estate appraisal reports, right? Or a personal report on absenteeism, right? All of them fall in the category of informational or analytical report, right? Where information is provided and with some recommendations, but results are never there, right? Uh, they are left onto the person who seeks the report. Then we have got the fourth type of report, which is a proposal report, right? As the word proposal itself is suggesting, right? It is the part of a problem solving report. A proposal is a document that is prepared to describe how one organization can meet the needs of another, right? Most governmental agencies advertise their needs by issuing a request for proposal or RFPs, right? The RFPs specifies a need and potential suppliers prepare proposal reports telling how they can meet the needs. This is what we call proposal reports, and we have discussed it in detail in the when we studied proposal and types of proposals, right? Then we have got the fifth type of report, that is vertical or lateral reports, right? This type of report, right, refers to the direction a report travels, right? Reports that more upward or downward the hierarchy are referred to as a vertical report, right? More upward or downward the hierarchy, as from top manager, from general manager to manager, then foreman, then the employees, or from the employees to the foreman to the manager to the general manager and to the boss, right? Like this, right? All this type of reports are called vertical or lateral reports. These types of reports help the management in coordination organization, right? And the report that circulates, that travels within the organization and its different units, right, from production to finance department, is lateral, right? Reports, listen, the reports that travel from the top management to the lower management, or from the lower management to the top management, are called vertical or lateral reports. But here we can have a little bit distinction. When a report travels within the different departments of the same organization, we call it a lateral report. Then we have got the sixth type of report, internal or external reports. Internal reports travel within the organization or within the same organization. External reports, such as annual reports of companies, are prepared for distribution outside the organization. Then we have got another type of report, that is periodic report, right? Periodic reports are issued on regular scheduled dates. That may be a month, that may be a week, that may be quarterly, that may be biannually, that may be annually. They are generally upward directed, right, to the top management and serve management control. Pre-printed forms and computer-generated data contribute to the uniformity of the periodic reports, right? Most of the periodic reports are available in the pre-printed form, or they are printed with the help of computer-based already available data, right? Confidential report or the budget report are the fine example of periodic report. Or even it can be the result card of your brother or sibling, right? And that after a summative assessment, right? We say our final term exam. Then functional reports, right? This type of classification, or these type of reports, right, include accounting reports, right, that are concerned with the market, right, marketing reports, financial reports, and a variety of other reports that take their designation from the ultimate use of the report. Almost all reports could be included in most of these categories, and a single report could be included in several classifications. Although authorities have not agreed on universal report classification, these reports categories are in common use and provide a nomenclature for the study and for the use of the reports. Reports are also classified on the basis of their format as well, right? As you read the classification structure described, right? So, uh, on the basis of structure, right, we have got pre-printed form, right? Uh, Basically, these pre-printed forms are already fill in the blank, available in the form of fill in the blanks report, right? Sometimes memos can also be written in this form, and these reports contain very short details, or they contain a few words, right? um, Short sentences, right? An example, these reports include all the normal sorry, then we have got letters, right? Common for reports of five or fewer pages that are directed to the outsiders. These reports include all the normal parts of the letter, but they may also have headings, footnotes, tables, and figures. Personal pronouns are used in this type of report. Then we have got memos, common for short, group, informal reports distributed within the organization, right? The memo format of date, to, from, and subject is used, right? And like in longer reports, they often have internal headings and sometimes have visual aids. But in most common examples, they are very short. Memos exceeding 10 pages are sometimes referred as to a memo report to distinguish them from a shorter ones, right? In case of IMRD, right? This can be an example. Then we have got technical memos, documenting memos, financial memos, right? But here we need to keep one thing in mind, right? Internationally and especially in the United States of America, both memos and letters, right? They are treated equally. Then we have got the fourth type of structural report, right? Uh, we call it manuscript, right? Common for reports that run from a few pages to several hundred pages and required a formal approach, right? As their length increases. Reports in manuscripts format require more elements before and after the text of each report, right? And we have got some more examples of reports as annual report, auditor reports, book reports, pound reports, retail reports, census reports, credit reports, right? Demographic reports, expense report, right? Experience report, inspection report, military reports, police reports, policy reports, informal reports, progress reports, investigative reports, right? Technical or scientific reports, and trip reports. So, ladies and gentlemen, my very dear students, that was all from my side on the topic of report writing, right? This is our second chunk on report writing, and inshallah, from the next week, we shall be starting with the scientific writing, and then we shall jump to the technical report. That is actually our report of final year project report, right? So, inshallah, we'll see you people next week.
Sir?
Wait a moment, but here I want to tell you one thing, right? If you look at this report thing, right, you will find it in your lecture division before the essay writings, but I purposely skipped it from there so that we can start report, right, then scientific, then technical reports, right? So to create a hierarchy, I just switched it. Yes, what was your question, young lady?
Sir, I want to ask all these classifications that we talked today are on the basis of formats of reports, right?
Number one, and they are not on the basis of the formats, first of all, right? It is a quite a confusing thing, first of all. Sometimes we divide them on the basis of function, sometimes we divide them on the basis of purpose, sometimes we divide them on the basis of format, right? But the most important thing is, right, we need to have the basic knowledge, but depends what or which report we use, right? Which we use, first of all, this thing. And second thing is that when there is a report and it exceeds a certain limit, we need to keep this thing in mind. Certain limit of pages, right? It becomes automatically a formal report because it definitely has got some elements of formal reports. I hope I answered the question. Any other?
Yes, sir.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. All take wonderful care of yourselves. Bye bye for now. Inshallah, we'll see you people. We'll catch you people next week. Mr. CR, Mr. Shan, where is he, sir? Can I hear you, please?